Hey guys, this is Stephen Johnson. We're doing our next Bible study. We're looking at Acts 14 verses 1 through 20. This is for the sermon that's going to take place February 14th, which is coming up soon. So as you're looking at your text this week, it's a really pretty interesting story about Paul and Barnabas going on their missionary journey and some of the things that happened to them. And one of the things that you'll notice is that there's a group of people that actually want to worship them. So in addition to doing our 3 questions that we'll look at every week, what does the text say? What does the text mean? And then what does the text mean to me? As we look at this particular passage and look at how the people respond to Paul and Barnabas when they perform a miracle, which is actually a pretty simple miracle by New Testament standards, but obviously a big deal for the people who were there at the time. Begin to ask yourself, try to put yourself in the story. How might I respond in the story? Or what does this story say about how I might respond to things that happen in my life? So one of the things that's pretty cool about the Bible is that God doesn't have to make up anything to show what people are like. As he just tells the story as it happened, we get to see the kind of ways that human beings are willing to turn their heart and their minds away from the true God and put our hearts and minds on the things that are not God. And so we see that here in this story. So again, Acts 14, verse 1 through 20, you'll be answering the questions, what does it say? What does it mean? What does it mean to me? But also begin to think about how you fit in the story, how you might have responded in that moment. So imagine that you're a worshiper of the Greek pantheon. What would it look like for me in that situation? How might I respond? Or what does this story say about how I would respond to things in my own life, and what can I learn from it? If you want to, do a little background study on Zeus and Hermes, who are 2 gods who are mentioned. So this gives you a little bit of the historical background so that you can better understand why the people respond the way they do, what exactly they had in mind when they thought that Paul and Barnabas were gods. So obviously that study can take you very far and very deep. So go as deep as you like, go as far as you like, just to get some understanding for yourself. So as we wrap up this week's study, and hopefully as you meet in your groups to discuss what you've learned, next week we're going to be looking at some new questions and new ideas to help us understand the flow of narrative. So even this week, you can begin looking at how the narrative develops, not just 1 week at a time, but over the course of the entire book of Acts. So that's what we'll be looking at next week, just to give you a heads up. All right, I hope, again, that you enjoy it, that you get a lot out of it, and that as you come together, that you can really experience the work of God among you as you gather in groups, as you pray together, and as you share what you've learned from the Scripture. Take care.